Chairman Lena, Vice Chairman Brenner, Ranking Member Fido, thank you for giving me the opportunity to present opponent testimony on Senate Bill 121. Just a little bit about myself. I worked in the field of cancer care as a board-certified medical physicist for 13 years, last 5 as the chief physicist at a community hospital. The certification was from the American Board of Radiology. I also was a certified radiation expert for the state of Ohio, worked with the ODH quite often for 8 of those years. And right now I am a certified holistic health practitioner because I decided to change the focus from sick care to health care. And this is the reason why I'm here opposing this bill, because I have a few concerns about the bill that I will explain to you in a minute. But most importantly, I'm here today as a citizen of Ohio, concerned citizen of Ohio, and a parent of two daughters, youngest of which is 4 years old. A perfectly healthy child who has been raised on a non-traditional method of health care. That has worked for us really well. And this bill, at the onset, makes it really concerning to me that takes away some of what we believe in our household and many other households in this country as well as all across the world to be healthcare that actually works and effective and also that is mainstream. In this country, we consider everything other than the pharmaceutical model of healthcare to be, if I may use the word, quackery or non-traditional or alternative or whatever the name that may be. But across the world, we have seen this work quite well. And in fact, here we have children who, without this type of alternative healthcare, would actually not survive in this system. So when I read the bill, and I have a fairly extensive write-up that I sent you. I'm not going to follow that. I'm just going to, add a little bit, basically parts of it for the sake of time. One thing that really concerns me is the removal of the public hearing process and also the legislative, the concurrent resolution from both houses of the General Assembly to approve or change the curriculum that is the health standards that will be implemented. Ohio currently has the ability to create healthcare curriculum, which they do, which we have seen children go through. And it is, and as we heard from previous education personnel who stood here and gave testimony, they have the capability of changing those things as they want, when they want. So to me, I don't understand why we need these specific healthcare standards and what they will do to healthcare. So if you look at the CDC healthcare, the standards that we are about to adopt, when I read them with a fairly open mind, because when it comes to CDC, you have to use that, I see a lot of opportunity for a particular kind of healthcare that is more pharmaceutical driven that is coming in from them. For example, the first 4 or 5 standards reads to me like a manifesto from the pharmaceutical industry. It says the students are supposed to comprehend concepts of health promotion and disease prevention. It's very vague. I do disease prevention at my house completely differently than what the CDC considers disease prevention, and it works. So why is my child subject to this standard based on whatever the CDC decides when I have a different approach to it? And then the second one says it analyzes and influences of family, peers, culture, or health behaviors. Now, this is the one that really concerns me. So in other words, my child who understands the role of alternative medicine and then has been healthy for 4 years with no problems whatsoever is now going to learn that what I'm teaching her at home and using to keep her healthy is non-standard and should not be followed, or that it is not the standard of care. That creates discord in the household, and it is not necessary. And the third one says access valid information, products, and services. That sounds like a marketing slogan to me. what are valid products and what are the valid services? Are my services valid? Are my products valid? Or is there a particular kind of product that you are going to tell my child is the only valid service or product? And then the fifth standard is even scary. It says, you're going to teach my child the ability to use decision-making skills. So you're going to take my child when she goes to school to learn and have him or her be able to make decisions for their own health as a minor. That concerns me as a parent greatly. True health standards are maintained at home. We as parents have a responsibility to raise our children healthy. I think the school needs to stay out of that process. It's fine to teach them certain health curriculum, but not to make them understand that this is the only way to do stuff. The bill also allows special interest influence, a backdoor into my child's life, which I strongly oppose. And there were proponents to this bill that I read last year who said that this will address the obesity, diabetes epidemics, and so on and so forth. I would like to mention to this committee that the epidemics of obesity and diabetes do not happen in this country for the lack of healthcare standards. It's for the lack of knowledge of the people who are actually teaching the healthcare to these people, these children. Because we don't see any of the states that have adopted these standards with glowing health records. If that was the case, then I would even say that was part of the reason why. There's no reason to believe that these standards are going to make our children any healthier. And then it was also mentioned that Ohio is lacking in healthcare, and I just reviewed the status of Ohio health. It ranks number 23 in 2018. That was the last year that they did the rankings. So we're not doing that badly. Somebody, could say that we're trying to make, the schools are trying to do healthcare, without having some kind of blueprint. Well, I can tell you that, if you build a house with a bad blueprint, it's going to fall apart faster than if you build a house with somebody who really knows how to build a house without a blueprint. So with that said, I urge you to vote no for Senate Bill 121, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.